Hey guys, what's up? It's Michelle, the Farm Babe here, and we are coming into Christmas, which is so exciting. But I have a little public service announcement for y'all, okay? And that is please remember to take care of yourselves and get the COVID vaccine. Get your boosters, get your vaccines. Now, I know what some of y'all are thinking. Some of y'all are listening to this and you're about to get really mad at me, okay? But hear me out. I understand, okay? But we have to think about this for a minute. Now, before you say, whatever, Farm Babe, like this is just political, don't take away my freedom, don't tell me what to do, like this is just about government and control and all of these things, like I get it, okay? But let's think about this from a common sense perspective for a minute. About 800,000 people have died from COVID in America alone. Okay, 800,000. Now, I want you to think about this for a minute as far as like, who do you know? I personally know like 3 people that have died from COVID. I've been exposed to it. You've probably been exposed to it. Maybe you've had it. This isn't the flu, okay? Like, I don't know anybody that has died from the flu in recent years. Maybe you do, I'm not sure. But regardless, this is really a public health issue. That's not some crazy conspiracy. This is very real. Now, I think about somebody like myself who was out of work for over a year. Like, as a public speaker, my career depends on crowds. And so there is a part of time where many of you, probably like myself, were out of work. Many of us couldn't work. And that was really devastating, like catastrophically devastating to mental health, to our finances, to whatever that may be. But we have to remember that we're getting back to work, like we're starting to get back to normal. But about 70% of people in the US, for example, are vaccinated. So like we're making strides, but what I did was instead of just following Facebook or people that don't have solid expertise in this area, I ended up talking to a lot of experts. So I'm wearing this shirt from Iowa Immunizes that says putting the herd in herd immunity, because, like my platform here for you guys, it is about farming and agriculture and rural communities. And statistics show that rural communities do tend to have lower vaccination rates. And what I think is really interesting is as farmers and agriculturalists, a lot of times we put our animals first. We put our livestock before ourselves. Farmers in general tend to be very selfless people, work hard, focus on your animals. But like, what happens if you were to get sick and you couldn't care for those animals or those crops? And maybe you're thinking to yourself, oh, like I've been meaning to do it, or like you're kind of on the fence. You're worried about side effects. Maybe you're like me where you're just a total needle phobe. I think what's really helped is think about the people around you. Like maybe you're having a conversation with a friend and you realize they haven't been vaccinated yet. You can just say something like, okay, let's go together. Like I got you. Like I'll hold your hand. I'm there for you, or sometimes it could be one of those things that's like kind of on your to-do list, but you've been putting off, right? Like you're like, oh, I've really been meaning to like get my laundry put away, like stuff like that you're just like kind of putting off to the side. Maybe you have that friend where you can say, hey, like I made you an appointment, like I'm picking you up on Sunday, we're going together, because the holidays are coming. And I think this is the time where we really have to think about family and other people around us. I remember when I was a little bit nervous about the vaccine at first, my aunt was the one that was like, I'm going to a funeral this weekend from a friend that died of COVID. And like, please get vaccinated because I love you. I feel like if we talk to other people and we think about think about how much we love other people, I think that's really the most important part. Like, have we forgotten how to take care of each other as a society? And so Iowa Immunizes has, for me, been really helpful because they put me in touch with a lot of experts, like leading epidemiologists at University of Iowa that have been involved with the research. And I asked them questions. I talked to these real experts and I said, what's the deal? Like, is it true that our numbers are still going up? Like, is it true that hospitals are full? And the answer is yes, this is true. This is real, okay? 30% of the US population still isn't vaccinated. And so you've got kind of this percentage of people that were constantly exposing each other. And then you look at the percentage of people that are in the hospitals, a vast majority are unvaccinated. Nothing's perfect, okay? You may be thinking to yourself, well, I can still get it. I could still spread it, but your odds are much, much, much lower. If you're thinking about the side effects of the vaccine, I want you to think about the alternative, okay? Like if you're one of these people that, some of the experts I talked to, they said, look, I had COVID, okay? It was terrible. I was deathly sick for 2 or 3 weeks. Then they, on the flip side of that, when they were able to get the vaccine, they said, yeah, my arm, I felt a little sick for a day or two. So if you're one of the people that is having side effects from the vaccine, think about what might have happened if you would have actually got COVID, and just really put this into perspective. This isn't a conspiracy. I think one of the biggest things we miss in science communication is the people. We think of a blank faceless corporation, kind of like we do in agriculture, right? There's a lot of crossover where you're like, oh, big industrial ag or big pharma. You're skeptical of that, which is kind of rightfully so. But if you get to know the people behind big ag or the people behind big pharma, you realize that the researchers, your doctors, public health experts, they're really here to help you. They are mothers and sisters and friends just like everybody else. So we have to kind of remember that these are people. And so sometimes when people say, oh, yeah, I know somebody that died of COVID, but they were older and overweight and weren't taking care of themselves. I feel like that's kind of an insensitive thing to say. Put yourself in their shoes and just think about just have some empathy, because that was somebody's loved one. Okay. This isn't, like I said, the vaccine doesn't care, or the virus doesn't care if you lean right or left or whatever. I just kind of wanted to put this out there, guys, for the holidays, that, putting the herd in herd immunity, and just remember to stay safe this holiday season, because there are many people that love you. If you have any questions, let me know. You can definitely check out Iowa Immunizes. There's some really great people I'll drop in the comments to follow on Twitter or Facebook, just on social media, that are a little bit more in the public eye for science, communication with vaccines. So anyway, I hope this helped you guys, and have a safe and happy holiday.